Letting go of ego and pride is a powerful step toward finding true peace and purpose. Imagine for a moment that you've already left behind all your titles, achievements, and need for validation. If you truly act like you are dead, the usual sources of pride and comparison fall away. This mindset shifts you from striving for approval to focusing on what really matters, building character, serving others, and leaving a meaningful legacy. Acting without ego isn't about becoming less or feeling insignificant. It's about finding confidence in something far greater than the recognition we might receive from people or status. I think of it this way: ego often blinds us to real growth because it constantly seeks to protect itself. Pride is often driven by an inner voice that says, I must be right, I must be on top, I must be seen. But imagine if that part of you was quiet, if it had nothing to prove or defend. In that silence, real strength rises up, the strength of humility, wisdom, and grace. When we let go of ego and pride, we can finally operate from a place of authenticity. We don't need the applause of the world to validate our efforts because we know our true worth doesn't depend on external praise. Pride is often what keeps us from apologizing when we know we should, from forgiving when we need to, and from truly learning and growing. When we act as if we're beyond the need for ego or pride, we recognize that our worth doesn't come from how we compare to others. It doesn't come from having the final word or being on a pedestal. It comes from who we are at our core, from our values, and from how we choose to treat those around us. When we let go of ego, we're free to be open to new ideas and different perspectives. We can admit when we're wrong and have the courage to change course if needed. You know, humility opens doors that pride keeps closed. When we're filled with pride, we may appear strong on the outside, but on the inside, we can be rigid and defensive. It's like building walls around ourselves to keep out anything that might threaten our identity or make us feel uncomfortable. But when we let go of ego, we lower those walls, and that allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. We can reach out and build bridges instead of constantly putting up walls. Letting go of ego allows us to find joy in lifting others up without feeling like it takes anything away from us. Living without pride also means we're free from the constant need to explain or justify ourselves. So many people are trapped in a cycle of needing others to understand or approve of their choices. But when you act like you're beyond ego, those worries fade. You can take steps forward with a peaceful heart, knowing you're doing your best for the right reasons. You're no longer looking around to see if people are watching or comparing yourself to anyone else. You're free to focus on your mission, to love without limit, and to find fulfillment in the smallest acts of kindness. There's a tremendous strength in choosing humility over pride. It takes courage to let go of the need to defend yourself and simply live in alignment with your values. When we let go of pride, we are able to listen more fully, learn more deeply, and grow without limits. Imagine the freedom of living without that constant inner critic that says, I should be this or I should be that. Instead, you're simply present, knowing that your value is secure and rooted in something deeper than titles or accomplishments. Acting as though you are dead to pride allows you to experience life in a purer, more honest way. When you no longer care about being right or being seen, you begin to see the beauty in others, in yourself, and in the world around you. True humility lets you celebrate others' success without feeling threatened and pushes you to work harder without the need for praise. You start realizing that your journey is a gift, an opportunity to grow and give. Letting go of ego doesn't mean shrinking down or fading into the background. It means stepping into the truest version of yourself without the weight of others' expectations. When you live without pride, you live for a purpose greater than yourself. In this way, you find true peace, knowing that your worth is untouchable, unshaken by the opinions of others, and rooted in who you truly are. The past is a powerful teacher, but it's also a ruthless jailer if you let it take control of your present and future. Clinging to the past, whether to mistakes, regrets, or even fond memories, can limit your growth and keep you from stepping into the life you're meant to live. Acting as though you are dead to the past means learning to let go of its hold on you. It doesn't mean forgetting what you've been through or dismissing the lessons you've learned. It means releasing its emotional grip so you can move forward with clarity and strength. Think about it: when you cling to the past, it's like carrying around a heavy suitcase filled with regrets, guilt, and unresolved emotions. Every step becomes harder because you're weighed down by what you can't change. Acting as though you are dead to the past is like putting down that suitcase. It's not that you pretend it didn't happen, it's that you decide it no longer defines you. The beauty of this mindset is that it frees you to live in the moment, unshackled by what's already behind you. Many people struggle with letting go because they feel their past is part of their identity. If they let go of the pain or the mistakes, they fear losing themselves. But the truth is, your identity is not in what happened to you, it's in how you respond and grow from it. You can honor your past by choosing to rise above it rather than letting it dictate your choices. When you let go, you're not erasing the past, you're releasing its power to hold you back. You're choosing to take the lessons it offered and leave behind the emotional baggage. Consider the moments when you've replayed a mistake over and over in your mind. Maybe you've thought, if only I had done this differently, things would be better now. But here's the reality, no amount of dwelling can rewrite what's already happened. Instead of spending your energy reliving the past, you can use that energy to build a better future. Acting like you're dead to the past means acknowledging what happened, making peace with it, and moving forward with purpose. This principle also applies to your successes. Sometimes we hold on to past achievements as if they're the peak of our lives. While it's great to celebrate accomplishments, clinging to them can stop you from pursuing new dreams. Imagine an athlete who won a gold medal years ago, but refuses to try anything new for fear of never achieving that same level of success again. That person isn't truly living, they're trapped in the shadow of their former glory. Acting as though you are dead to the past allows you to view those achievements as stepping stones rather than finish lines. Letting go of the past also means forgiving yourself and others. Unforgiveness ties you to what hurt you like a chain that keeps pulling you back. When you act as if you're beyond the past, you can extend grace to yourself and others, understanding that holding on to bitterness only prolongs your pain. Forgiveness doesn't mean excusing what happened or pretending it didn't hurt. It means deciding that your future is too valuable to be weighed down by resentment. Acting as though you are dead to the past is also a call to release regret. Regret can be one of the most paralyzing emotions. It convinces you that you missed your chance, that the door is closed, and that you'll never have another opportunity. But regret is a liar. Life isn't a straight line. It's full of new chances, twists, and turns. When you stop clinging to the what ifs, and if onlys, you open your heart and mind to the possibilities that still lie ahead. Remember that life is meant to be lived forward. The rearview mirror is small compared to the windshield. For a reason, your focus should be on where you're going, not where you've been. When you act like you're dead to the past, you shift your attention to the present moment, which is the only place where real change can happen. The present is your opportunity to create, to grow, and to love more deeply. You can't rewrite the past, but you can write the next chapter starting now. Your past has shaped you, but it doesn't have to define you. Letting go is an act of courage, and it's also an act of faith that your best days are ahead of you. When you release the past, you give yourself permission to dream again, to hope again, and to live fully. And isn't that what life is about? Not being stuck in what was, but stepping boldly into what can be. Fear is one of the most powerful forces that can hold us back. It whispers lies into our minds, telling us to stay where it's safe, not to take risks, and not to trust in the unknown. But when you act as though you are dead, to fear, you gain the freedom to live boldly, to make choices from a place of strength instead of anxiety, and to pursue your purpose with unwavering confidence. Detaching from fear doesn't mean you never feel it. It means you no longer let it control your actions or define your life. Imagine for a moment what your life would look like if fear didn't have a hold on you. What risks would you take? What dreams would you pursue? What relationships would you nurture or let go of? Fear often convinces us that we're not capable, that failure is too great a cost, or that we'll lose something valuable if we step out of our comfort zones. But the truth is, fear is an illusion most of the time. The things we fear never even happen. And when they do, they're often far less catastrophic than we imagined. Fear thrives on what-if scenarios. What if I fail? What if I lose everything? What if they judge me? But acting as though you are dead to fear means flipping the script and asking a different question. What if I succeed? What if this risk changes my life for the better? What if I'm stronger than I think I am? When you detach from fear, you shift your perspective from scarcity to possibility. Living as though you are beyond fear doesn't mean you act recklessly. It means you act courageously. Courage is not the absence of fear, it's the willingness to move forward despite feeling it. I think of fear as a passenger in your car. It may always be there, but you don't have to let it take the wheel. You can acknowledge its presence without allowing it to dictate your direction. One of the most common fears is the fear of failure. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of inaction because we're afraid of making mistakes or falling short. But failure is not the enemy fear is. Failure is a natural part of growth. Every successful person has a trail of failures behind them, but they didn't let those failures stop them. They learned, adapted, and kept going. When you act as though you're dead to fear, you see failure as feedback, not finality. You begin to understand that every misstep is a step closer to your goal. Another powerful fear is the fear of rejection or judgment. We all want to be liked and accepted. But when we let that desire dictate our choices, we lose sight of who we truly are. Acting as though you're beyond fear means standing firm in your values and decisions, regardless of what others think. The truth is, you can't please everyone, and you're not meant to. Your life isn't about meeting other people's expectations. It's about fulfilling your unique purpose. Fear also thrives on the unknown. We fear what we can't control or predict, and this often keeps us from taking bold steps forward. But think about this. Most of the greatest opportunities in life come from stepping into the unknown. When you act as though you're dead to fear, you embrace uncertainty with faith and curiosity. You trust that even if you don't know what's ahead, you have the strength and wisdom to navigate it. Detaching from fear also means letting go of the fear of loss. We hold on so tightly to people, possessions, and situations because we're afraid of losing them. But clinging to what's temporary only creates more fear and anxiety. When you live as though you are beyond fear, you recognize that everything in life is a gift, and you learn to appreciate it without being controlled by the fear of losing it. Finally, remember that fear is not your identity, it's just an emotion. It doesn't define you, and it doesn't have to dictate your life. When you detach from fear, you reconnect with your true self, the part of you that is brave, resilient, and capable. You begin to see fear for what it really is, a temporary feeling that fades when you face it head on. Acting as though you're dead to fear allows you to live fully and freely. You stop letting fear dictate your choices and start making decisions from a place of faith, courage, and purpose. Imagine what your life could look like if you no longer held yourself back. The possibilities are endless when you choose to rise above fear and step boldly into the life you're meant to live. Living with purpose is about more than just setting goals or chasing dreams. It's about aligning your actions, thoughts, and decisions with a deeper sense of meaning. When you act as if every moment counts, as though each step you take contributes to a greater legacy, you begin to live with intention. Acting like you are dead to distractions and superficial pursuits enables you to focus on what truly matters. You're not just going through the motions of life, you're creating something lasting and meaningful. Imagine waking up every day with the mindset that what you do today will echo far beyond this moment. How would that change your priorities? How would it influence the way you treat others, the decisions you make, and the time you spend? Living with purpose means understanding that your life isn't random, it's a gift and an opportunity. It's about recognizing that you have something unique to contribute to the world, something only you can offer. One of the first steps to living with purpose is defining what truly matters to you. It's easy to get caught up in society's expectations, chasing wealth, recognition, or status. But those things are fleeting. Purpose, on the other hand, is enduring. It's rooted in your values, passions, and the impact you want to leave behind. When you live with purpose, you stop measuring success by external standards and start focusing on the internal fulfillment that comes from knowing you're making a difference. Purpose is also what keeps you grounded in the face of challenges. Life is full of ups and downs, and it's easy to lose motivation when things get tough. But when you have a clear sense of purpose, you're able to persevere because you know your efforts are meaningful. Purpose gives you strength to push through obstacles and the resilience to keep going, even when the path isn't easy. Living with purpose doesn't mean you have to accomplish grand or dramatic feats. Purpose is often found in the small, everyday actions that make a big difference over time. It's in the way you treat the people around you, the energy you bring to your work, and the love and care you pour into your relationships. A life of purpose isn't always about the spotlight. It's about the quiet moments of integrity, kindness, and effort that add up to something extraordinary. Another aspect of living with purpose is being intentional with your time. Time is your most valuable resource. It's something you can never get back. When you live with purpose, you're mindful of how you spend your days. You prioritize the things that matter most and let go of activities that don't align with your values. Acting as though you are dead to distractions means learning to say no to what doesn't serve your purpose so you can say yes to what does. Purpose also requires focus. In today's world, it's easy to get pulled in a million different directions by constant notifications, endless options, and the pressure to do it all. But living with purpose means honing in on what truly matters and staying committed to it. It's about having the clarity to block out the noise and the courage to stay true to your path, even when it's not the popular or easy choice. Living with purpose is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about waking up each day with the intention to do your best, even if you don't always get it right. It's about being kind to yourself and others, learning from your mistakes, and continuing to move forward. When you live with purpose, you understand that every step, no matter how small, is a part of the bigger picture. Living with purpose is about legacy. Think about how you want to be remembered, not in terms of accomplishments or possessions, but in terms of the impact you had on the people and world around you. Did you uplift others? Did you create something meaningful? Did you live in alignment with your values? Acting as though you are dead to trivial distractions and fleeting pleasures allows you to focus on building a life that matters. When you live with purpose, every moment becomes an opportunity to make a difference. You stop waiting for the right time and start making the most of the time you have. You realize that your life, no matter how ordinary it may seem, has extraordinary potential. Living with purpose transforms the way you see yourself, your work, and the world around you. It's not just about what you do, it's about why you do it and the legacy you're creating with every choice you make. Change is one of the most consistent and unavoidable aspects of life. No matter how much we may try to hold on to the familiar, life always moves forward, bringing new experiences, challenges, and opportunities. Acting as though you are dead to the fear of change means embracing it as a vital part of growth. Instead of resisting change, you welcome it with faith and curiosity, trusting that it holds the key to your transformation. For many, change feels like a threat. It disrupts comfort zones, introduces uncertainty, and often forces us to let go of what we've come to rely on. But here's the truth: without change, there is no growth. A seed cannot become a tree without breaking through the ground. A caterpillar cannot become a butterfly without undergoing a complete transformation. Similarly, you cannot reach your full potential without allowing change to shape you. When you act as though you are dead to fear and resistance, you begin to see change as an invitation to step into something greater. Every change, no matter how difficult, carries the potential for new beginnings. Think about the changes you've experienced in your life, the transitions, the losses, the unexpected turns. While they may have been painful or unsettling at the time, many of them likely led to growth, wisdom, and opportunities you couldn't have imagined before. Embracing change starts with a mindset shift. Instead of viewing change as something to fear, you see it as a necessary process of renewal. Change clears out the old to make room for the new. It removes what no longer serves you, even if letting go is hard. When you embrace this perspective, you begin to trust that change, even when it feels uncomfortable, is always working in your favor. One of the reasons people resist change is because it feels like losing control. We like to know what's coming next, and change often brings uncertainty. But acting as though you are dead to control means letting go of the need to predict every outcome. Instead, you focus on adapting to the present moment and trusting that you have the strength to navigate whatever comes your way. Change forces you to rely less on your plans and more on your ability to adjust, to learn, and to grow. Another important part of embracing change is understanding that it often comes disguised as challenges or setbacks. Losing a job, ending a relationship, or facing a health crisis might initially feel like the end of the road. But these experiences often serve as catalysts for incredible breakthroughs. They push you out of your comfort zone and force you to explore new possibilities. Acting as though you are dead to resistance allows you to face these challenges with openness and courage, knowing that they are part of a bigger plan. Change also teaches us about resilience. When you've been through a season of change and come out stronger on the other side, you gain confidence in your ability to handle whatever life throws at you. Each change becomes less intimidating because you've proven to yourself that you can adapt, grow, and thrive. Embracing change isn't about denying the difficulties, it's about recognizing that the struggles are temporary, but the growth is lasting. Living as though you are dead to fear of change also means letting go of nostalgia for the past. It's natural to look back on what once was and feel a sense of loss, but clinging to the past keeps you from fully embracing the present and future. Change is a reminder that life is always moving forward, and so should you. You honor the past by taking the lessons it offered and applying them to the new chapter ahead. Embracing change is about faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in a greater purpose. Change can feel overwhelming, especially when it's unexpected. But acting as though you are dead to doubt means trusting that every twist and turn is leading you to where you're meant to be. You may not understand the reason for a change in the moment, but with time, the bigger picture often becomes clear. When you embrace change as growth, you stop fearing the unknown and start seeing it as an adventure. You begin to understand that life isn't about staying the same, it's about becoming more of who you're meant to be. Each change, no matter how small, is an opportunity to evolve, to learn, and to step closer to your purpose. So instead of resisting change, lean into it with an open heart, knowing that it is shaping you into the person you are destined to become. One of the greatest sources of stress, frustration, and disappointment in life comes from trying to control things that are simply beyond our power. Acting as though you are dead to the need for control doesn't mean you stop caring or become passive. It means you free yourself from the impossible burden of managing everything. Letting go of what you cannot control allows you to focus your energy on what truly matters: your own thoughts, actions, and attitude. Life is unpredictable. Circumstances shift, people change, and events occur that we could never anticipate. Yet so often we waste precious time and energy trying to manipulate situations or outcomes that are entirely out of our hands. We replay conversations in our minds, wishing we'd said something differently. We worry endlessly about how others will react to our choices. We try to plan every detail of the future, only to find that life has other ideas. This desire for control is not only exhausting but futile. It keeps us trapped in a cycle of frustration and disappointment. When you act as though you are dead to control, you begin to embrace a mindset of surrender. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means letting go of the illusion that you can control everything and trusting that things will unfold as they are meant to. It's about shifting your focus from trying to dictate the outcome to doing your best in the present moment. This mindset doesn't just reduce stress, it brings peace. One of the most liberating realizations is that you don't have to control everything to experience joy or success. Some of the best things in life happen not because of our plans, but despite them. Think about the moments when life surprised you in the best possible way: a chance encounter, an unexpected opportunity, or a situation that turned out better than you could have planned. These moments remind us that there is beauty in the unknown, and sometimes the universe knows better than we do. Letting go of control also means releasing your grip on how others behave or respond. We often feel responsible for other people's actions or emotions, but the truth is, we cannot control anyone else. You can influence, guide, or inspire, but ultimately every individual makes their own choices. Acting as though you are dead to this need for control frees you from the weight of trying to manage others and allows you to focus on being the best version of yourself. This concept also applies to outcomes. We set goals, work hard, and hope for specific results, but life doesn't always follow our plans. When you act as though you are dead to the need for a certain outcome, you learn to detach from the results and focus on the process instead. You do your best, give it your all, and then trust that whatever happens is for your growth and benefit. This approach not only reduces anxiety, but also opens the door to unexpected possibilities that you might have overlooked if you were fixated on one specific outcome. Another area where letting go of control is crucial is in relationships. Trying to control how people perceive you, how they act, or whether they stay in your life only creates tension and resentment. When you release the need to control others, you allow your relationships to flourish authentically. People are drawn to those who are secure in themselves and who trust enough to let things flow naturally. Letting go of control doesn't mean you stop taking action. It means you take the right actions. You focus on what you can influence: your choices, your mindset, and your attitude. When you shift your energy from trying to control the uncontrollable to mastering yourself, you unlock a new level of peace and power. You begin to see challenges as opportunities to grow rather than obstacles to overcome. Letting go of control requires faith. Faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith in a higher power or the greater good. It's about trusting that even when things don't go according to your plan, they're still unfolding in the way they're meant to. This doesn't mean life will always be easy, but it does mean you'll have the strength and clarity to navigate whatever comes your way. When you act as though you are dead to the need for control, you step into a life of freedom. You stop fighting against the tide and start flowing with it. You realize that while you can't control the waves, you can learn to surf. And in doing so, you find peace in the chaos, joy in the unexpected, and strength in your surrender. Letting go isn't about losing, it's about gaining the freedom to live fully and authentically. The present moment is all we truly have. Yet so many of us spend our days trapped in the past or worrying about the future. Acting as though you are dead to distractions and regrets allows you to fully embrace the gift of now. When you understand that this moment right here, right now is precious and fleeting, you begin to live with a sense of gratitude, mindfulness, and purpose. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of life, always thinking about the next thing. We live in a culture that glorifies multitasking, planning, and achieving, often at the expense of experiencing the present. How often have you found yourself scrolling through your phone while sitting with loved ones or worrying about tomorrow's tasks while trying to enjoy today? These distractions rob us of the joy and richness that comes from being fully present. When you act as though you are dead to distractions, you bring your focus back to the here and now. You stop chasing what's next and start appreciating what you already have. This doesn't mean you stop striving for growth or working toward your goals. It means you learn to savor the journey rather than constantly longing for the destination. One of the greatest barriers to appreciating the present is our attachment to the past. We replay old mistakes, relive painful moments, or cling to memories that no longer serve us. While the past can offer valuable lessons, it should never become a prison. Acting as though you are dead to the past doesn't mean forgetting it. It means releasing its hold over you. It means choosing to live in the moment, unburdened by regrets or what-ifs. The future can be a source of anxiety. We worry about what might happen, plan for every possible scenario, and sometimes become so focused on what's ahead that we miss what's right in front of us. Acting as though you are dead to future worries doesn't mean neglecting preparation. It means trusting that you're doing your best today, which is the only thing you can truly control. When you let go of the need to predict or control the future, you create space to experience the present fully. Mindfulness is a powerful practice for appreciating the gift of now. It's about bringing your awareness to the present moment, your surroundings, your thoughts, your emotions without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you start to notice the beauty in the little things, the warmth of the sun on your face, the sound of laughter, the taste of your favorite meal. These moments, while seemingly small, are what make life rich and meaningful. Living in the now also deepens your relationships. When you're fully present with others, you show them that they matter to you. You listen more attentively, connect more authentically, and create memories that last. Imagine how your relationships would transform if you gave the people in your life your undivided attention, if you put away your phone, silenced your internal worries, and truly showed up for them. Another aspect of appreciating the present is gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's already here. When you take the time to acknowledge and appreciate your blessings, you cultivate a sense of contentment and joy. Gratitude doesn't require grand gestures. It's found in the simple act of recognizing the good in your life, whether it's a kind word from a friend, the beauty of nature, or the opportunity to start anew each day. Appreciating the gift of now also involves slowing down. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to rush from one thing to the next without pausing to take it all in. But life isn't a race, it's a series of moments to be experienced and cherished. When you slow down, you give yourself the chance to breathe, reflect, and enjoy the journey. Acting as though you are dead to distractions and regrets allows you to prioritize what truly matters. It helps you align your time and energy with your values. When you stop letting the past pull you back or the future pull you forward, you can invest in the things that bring you joy, fulfillment, and peace right now. Finally, appreciating the gift of now is about recognizing its impermanence. None of us are promised tomorrow. This isn't a reason to fear, it's a reason to live fully. When you embrace the fact that each moment is a gift, you stop taking time for granted. You start living with a sense of urgency, not in a frantic way, but in a way that honors the time you've been given. The present moment is a canvas and you are the artist. Every thought, every action, every word is a brushstroke. When you act as though you are dead to distractions, regrets, and worries, you free yourself to create something beautiful. You stop wishing for a better past or waiting for a perfect future and start living the life you have right now. Because in the end, it's the moments we fully embrace that make life truly extraordinary.